What's going on, people? This is Dwayne back at you with another mini podcast slash YouTube clip. Wanted to touch on this story. Big Sean recently did an interview. He was expressing how he was, contemplating suicide due to added stresses in life of taking care of everybody. Not getting no breaks, and not taking the time out to spend time on himself and work on himself and stuff like that. Always trying to please other people. He said he was sitting around a few times. He had the gun in his hand and was thinking about it real seriously and whatnot. And for anybody who's going through this right now, or if have went through it, or if you want to just watch it and to like learn something from it, I've been there personally myself a few times. Whether it was due to the stresses in life, or stuff just not going right, seeming like everything's downhill, or relationships, with relationships with females or whatnot not working out the way you thought it would, getting your heart broken, stuff like that, which I think is a that's I would say is more than one common triggers of not wanting to be here no more. I would say that you shouldn't you shouldn't go all in on stuff just because you're trying to please other people. For instance, if you're in a relationship, it's okay to wanting to please your partner and stuff like that, whether 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 you're a male or female. But you should always take time to you know work on yourself, make yourself happy. Don't make that person your world, or don't make don't add too much pressure on yourself to to take care of other people, unless it's like your kids or something like that. But as far as like family members, friends, and stuff like that, you do what you can, but other than that, you got to leave it up, to let faith play out, because I've been there, as far as being in relationships, putting your all into somebody, and no matter what goes on in life, people are going to disappoint you. They're gonna disappoint you. It's gonna happen. It's not a matter of it's just a matter of when. Like real talk. You know, somebody's gonna it isn't guaranteed that somebody's gonna want to be with you forever. It isn't guaranteed that you're gonna want to be with somebody forever. But it but you may still want to move on from them. And just because you break up with somebody, even if you initiate it, it doesn't make it an easy thing to do. You know. So I would say, if you, as far as my personal experience, like if you dating somebody or if you know, engaged or married to somebody, I would say always like have some type of hobby or, I'm not saying go out and cheat and stuff like that, but I'm saying, keep yourself up, keep yourself, um, have it to where, hey, if this person wasn't chose not to be with me tomorrow, could I survive? Could I be all right? Don't put so much time and effort into somebody that they just your everything, and you feel like you can't live without them. That's not a good space to be in. And truth be told, at least in my experience, women, they would prefer men that that don't need them versus the guy that they feel like is too clingy and needs them and stuff like that. And as far as what Big Sean was going through, I'm pretty sure he's probably the primary breadwinner in his entire family, and he's from Detroit, so more than likely, a nice part of his family was probably poor, or working poor, or lower middle class or something like that. So I know he probably feels the pressure to help people out with housing, help people out, getting finding work for them or something like that. I'm pretty sure he has a few, small businesses and stuff like that under his belt. And it's hard, putting your family in position to putting everybody in position to win. It's just not possible. Even if you are, I'm pretty sure he's a millionaire, but even if you are a millionaire, it's still hard to do. I make a decent living, and I don't. like I want to say in my immediate family, I probably make more money than everybody. So I'm usually the person to call when somebody needs help paying their rent, car notes, things of that nature. So at times it does get stressful because you got your own bills, your own life, your own kids to take care of. But then again, you got your family that you also love, and you don't want to see your nieces and nephews and stuff like that doing bad, or you don't want to see your brothers and sisters doing bad. You want to do what you can to help them. What I always do, if somebody's calling me and if I just can't do it, I'll just say, hey, even if I'm not even if you just gotta, lie to them, to set them down easy, just be like, hey, I'm not doing too good myself right now. I got this, that, and the third to take care of, so that way you're not just giving them a hard no, and that it's not making it seem like you don't care about their situation that they in, especially if it's somebody that's continuously needing help, because they will, keep, running back to you after you do it one, two, three, four, five, six times. Especially the people that don't pay you back. What I found is if somebody say, hey, can I borrow some money or can I borrow this? If it's something that I, just couldn't, if it's something that I need, if it's a certain amount of money that I would need them to give me back, I probably just wouldn't give it to them. But if it's a certain amount of money that I wouldn't miss, I'll just say, hey, don't worry about paying me back. Here you go. I found out that works a lot better because I've had friendships ruined over money. I purchased a car from a friend. I asked him before I purchased the car. I said, hey, go get the car checked out, man. You know, get the car checked out at Midas for me so they can tell me what's wrong with it so I can know whether or not it's worth buying and so I can know what I need to fix on it. So he said, okay. So I gave him half the money. He said he took it to a smaller, auto repair shop and gave me a list back of like three things. It's like, yeah, they said this is the only like major things wrong with it and whatnot, blah blah blah. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I go ahead and I give him 20% more of the money. So now 60, he's got 70% of the money. And so I go to driving the car around, and the car did great for like well, no, I want to say 3 to 4 days. But then, after a little while, I started noticing little, like little smoke here and there coming out of it. So I go get it checked out myself. Couldn't find out somebody did a lot of backyard repair work on the car, and it was just being held up by needle and thread, it seemed like. And I asked him, I was like, hey, did you really take it to a car shop for me? And this is somebody I've known since I was a kid. I would say one of the people I would trust my life with or whatnot. So, long story short, we end up falling out over this car. This is a lifetime friendship, and I was real depressed about that. Not gonna say I was depressed to the point where suicide or nothing like that, but it hurts. This is somebody I've known since I was 7 years old, and just trying to help people out, man. I'm not gonna. I was trying to help him out buying the car because he was selling cars on the side. So I'm like, all right, if I'm gonna do business, I might as well try to do business with somebody I know, somebody I trust, because anybody can sell you a lemon. And it was bad judgment on my part not getting the car checked out myself. But you live and you learn. But yeah, I would tell anybody who's going through it, man. Back to get back on the subject of suicide, I would say, I'd say just hold in there. Everybody's situation is different. I can tell you that better days do come ahead. Just take everything one day at a time, and find something that are really passionate about that you can do by yourself. And I would say get into that. A matter of fact, try to get three things that you're passionate about, whether it be working out, video gaming is one of my passions, or even stuff like this, making videos. or like soon, what I'm gonna probably start doing too soon on this channel, I'm gonna probably just start like documenting like my, childhood and adulthood and teenage years and stuff like that. And I'm gonna start labeling it that way. 10 years down the line, I already have these files saved, and I can be like, oh yeah, I remember this story and I remember that story. Because as you get older, you start to forget things. So I want to start doing that now. That's a it's like a new passion of mine and whatnot. Getting on here and just talking and spitting. So I would say, even like if you're in high school getting bullied and stuff like that. I've been there. I've been there before. Not to say that I learned how to fight back at an early age, but I understand being the oddball out sometimes and not fitting in, and I can see how that mind space can take people to want to take their life and stuff like that. But there's just got to get in where you fit in, and take it one day at a time, and bad situations they eventually got to end. It don't last forever. The heartbreak, the feelings. If you got to figure out what your triggers are. What's triggering you to feel like this? Is it a certain person? Is it a situation? You know, try to try to either overcome it or just stay away from it. And that's hopefully this reaches somebody, and hopefully I'll be able to get over the hump. I appreciate y'all checking out the clip. Thanks again. Peace out.